Welcome to the PrepZone. My name is Grant Yenny. Tonight we're here at Mandeville High School for the Battle of Mandeville as Fontainebleau travels to take on the Mandeville Lady Skippers. Now in the latest power ratings, Mandeville High was ranked 10th, Fontainebleau 8th, but it's still very early in the season as this is the first district match of the year. Look for big games out of Taylor Pierce from Mandeville and Emily Matthews out of Fontainebleau. Both sophomores on these young teams, but both stellar outside hitters for both teams. I spoke with both coaches moments ago. Let's hear what they had to say, and let's get to the action. All right, pregame with Coach Schulenkamp. Coach, it's early in the season, going into district play with this match tonight. How's your team look coming into tonight?
We've been playing much better the last week or so. We had a rough start, but we've been more consistent and more confident in the last few matches. So I hope we can show some consistency tonight.
You're still very young, only one senior starting for you guys, a mix of juniors and sophomores. How's that been?
Yeah, it's been fun. I mean, these kids are young, they're hungry, they're excited to come into practice every single day and prove themselves. There's still a lot of uncertainty as far as just our lineup and really, you know, who's going to find their own throughout the stretch of district play. But they're excited to show up every day, and they work hard for each other. So it's fun to be a part of.
And Fontainebleau and Mandeville are 8 and 10 respectively in the power ratings. It's a big rivalry matchup. How are you going to come out of here with a win tonight?
Yeah, we need to just take care of the ball on our side of the net. It's always fun to play Fontainebleau. They're always a solid program, especially defensively, and we need to make sure and just stay confident on our side and trust our system, trust each other. But a win against Fontainebleau is always fun.
Pregame with Coach Muley. Coach, it's a new season. How have y'all been doing so far, and can you give us a rundown on your team?
Right now we're 7-4. It's the first game of the district, so we'll see after today, I guess, and see how we set. We're doing okay. You know, we started off a little rough, but in the last few tournaments we've evened out a little bit, and we played really hard. So that's what I'm expecting of the girls. We're not a young team this year, so there's no, oh, well, you know, you lost a lot, but we did lose a lot. We just didn't lose that many. And, you know, we have 9 juniors, so we're a very junior-heavy team, so we're working it out. That's all you can do.
And we call it the Battle of Mandeville. Mandeville against Fontainebleau, big rivalry. What's it going to take to beat a team like Mandeville here tonight?
It's going to take consistency. You know, we have to play with ball control. You know, that's been our downfall. We tend to get the ball up, and then we make the errors. And I think there's a lot of teams, but I know it's my issue, so we're trying to work it out.
And Caroline Forrest to start us off here in this highly energetic matchup. Both fan bases have been cheering, getting loud for their teams. Forrest, free ball over. Dug up, set, quick over, nobody there. Mandeville on the point first as Ashlynn Anderson changes up the pace, tips it over, and Mandeville leads 1-0. Here at home to serve for Mandeville, Ashley Burns hit over, and that's out, too much on it from Grace Lorio. So Burns to continue serving. Burns, one of very few seniors on Coach Schulenkamp's squad. Running up, punching it over. Good opportunity for the Skippers here. And that'll be pushed over by Gabby Ooze. It's Piteri. Burns up. Taylor Pierce, big hit. Pierce, the kills leader for the Lady Skippers, and that one kept in play. Can they get this one over? Free ball. Yes, they do. Stellar play. Both teams not wanting the ball to hit the ground. That time blocked, and that'll be another point for the Skippers as they're unable to get it back over. The ball ricocheted off the arms there on the block and fell on Fontainebleau's side. So very quickly, Mandeville leads 3-0 here in the first set as Ashley Burns continues to serve. Burns, service over. This one popped up. Big hit. Emily Matthews blocked. Up, here's Taylor Pierce. Matthews again into the net. She didn't high point that one. She caught it as it was falling. But Emily Matthews kills leader for Fontainebleau. As I talked about in pregame, she and Taylor Pierce, it'll be fun to watch both of them tonight, and that's an ace for the Lady Skippers. And 5-0. Coach Muley maybe looking to call a timeout sometime soon. That service, it hit that tape, it skidded over it. Fontainebleau tipped over. Up, here's Pierce. Block and out of bounds. Let's see what they call. Waiting the call from the official. And they're saying, well, we're going to have a conference of the officials. They're trying to decide whether or not the ball was touched by Mandeville before going out. Well, they award the point to Mandeville. 6-0, service over from Burns. Too much on it now. The Lady Bulldogs are on the board as that service goes long. It's 6-1, Mandeville leading, starting out very quickly. Let's see if Fontainebleau can battle back as the service from Grace Lorio goes into the net, and it'll go back over to the Lady Skippers. 7-1, Mandeville leading here in the first set. Now checking into the game for the Lady Skippers, Braden Nowakowski, a junior right side. Checks in for Bidwell. So service from Anderson. Goes over, popped up. Set, big hit from Pateri. And immediately, when Ashley Burns reached out for it, she knew she wasn't going to be able to handle it. The ball ricocheted out of bounds off of her forearm. And the kill for Samantha Pateri, the senior middle blocker. So Emily Matthews to serve for the Lady Bulldogs as it's now 7-2. Mandeville leading, and the officials having a conference now. Coach Muley arguing her point to the official. And so now we'll step away as they go over this call. All settled. Service pulls left and falls out of bounds. So that's 2 service errors in a row. This is now 8-2 Lady Skipper service. Pierce over. And that one took a dive right as it got below the beyond the attack line, and there, out of bounds as the block isn't there. Kill for Marquez. Madeline Marquez, a freshman. That's Catherine Carroll, a senior for Coach Muley. Pateri service goes over. It was pulling left. Big hit, goes down the line. And free ball goes over. The big hit there, Procasey. Back into the floor. A kill for the Lady Bulldogs. The Lady Skippers can't get there in the back row. Makes it 8-4 as the Lady Bulldogs look to battle back in this one. The service from Pateri. Pateri gets it over. Service outside Procasey, big hit. Fontainebleau able to handle it, back set. Hit from Shirk. Beyond the attack line, the hit goes way up near the rafters. Fontainebleau needs to get this one over. Sure, hits the tape and it drops. Good placement, good hit there. As it just hit the top of the tape, changed its pace as Mandeville thought it was going to come over to them. Once it hit the net, it just dropped to the other side. Point for the Lady Bulldogs. Big hit to the floor, laser hit from Braden Nowakowski. And that makes it 9-5. Lady Skippers continue their lead as Gabby Oos, a sophomore, comes up to serve for the Lady Skippers. And that one, service error, goes into the net. Checking back in as Oos comes out. Burns checks back in. 9-6 for the Lady Skippers. And Stephanie Schur, senior, service into the net. So both teams exchanging service errors. Makes it 10-6 for the Lady Skippers. Nowakowski up to serve. Gets that one up and over. Good forward spin on it, but Pateri able to handle it. This one needs to go, and that goes into the net as it was coming down. Catherine Carroll hits it into the net. And we have a timeout called by the Lady Bulldogs. So as the Lady Skippers lead 11-6 here in the first. So Nowakowski to serve for the Lady Skippers coming out of the timeout. And, you know, I wish that they would carry over the energy that they had in the break into the match. The cheering sections, that is. That one goes out of bounds, another point for the Lady Skippers. But they're trading let's go Skippers, let's go Bulldog cheers back and forth. Very energetic here at Mandeville High School for this matchup, this crosstown rivalry that we call the Battle of Mandeville. And Mandeville leads 12-6 here in the first set. Service way too much on that one as it bounces against the back wall. Too much power on the serve. And Michaela Bidwell, another one of Coach Schulingkamp's juniors, checks in. And checking in for the Bulldogs, Isabella Shilesi, a sophomore. She's their assists leader for the Lady Bulldogs. That one popped up the net, and that is out of bounds. A point for the Lady Skippers, and it's almost a good thing that that dive didn't work and they didn't touch it, because that would have then been a point for the Lady Bulldogs as the service goes over for Pukasi. That laser shot, Ashlynn Anderson, Ashley Burns, unable to handle it as it comes up into where we're broadcasting from. 13-8, Lady Skippers lead. Caroline Forrest, the sophomore, up to serve. She gets that one over. Set outside, Taylor Pierce. Good job by the Bulldogs being there. Now Matthews, big hit. Gomez pops it up. And they're gonna say Pierce was in the net. That'll be a point for the Lady Bulldogs, makes it 13-9. As the Lady Skippers continue to lead, but Fontainebleau looks to battle back. Forrest, service goes over, Burns, Anderson to Pierce, laser shot, and it's good job there by Forrest. Pierce, free ball over, Schur to the middle, Pateri, and that one falls out of the reach of Anderson. As Fontainebleau continues to battle back. So they wait the score change on the scoreboard. 13-10. 14-10 as the serve went long. Kind of a weird situation there as one official was still checking on the score and the other official signaled for her to serve. Still count the point. But we talk about communication errors between the players on the court. That's a communication error between the referees, and they're still going to count that point regardless. Even though the official on the ground was talking to the crew at the table about a score. How about that? So Ashley Burns to serve. That goes into the net. 14-11 here in the first set as Mandeville continues to lead. And Chloe Shea, wearing the libero jersey, checks in to serve. Shea, service over. Gets down, Pateri slams it down. And Pateri, one of the captains and vocal leaders of Coach Mulet's squad. She's a senior, but a 4-year player on the team, on the varsity. Shea serves once again, gets it up and over. Looking to set beyond the attack line. Procasey, that's touched and out of bounds by the Lady Bulldogs, so that makes it 15-12. Lady Skippers lead. And checking back in is Braden Nowakowski. She comes in to add a little extra height at the net. Service over, hits the tape. Good dive from Shea. Back set, big hit from Matthews. And Mandeville, Anderson able to get it back over. And another big hit, that's out of bounds. Too much on it from Nowakowski. 15-13, the Lady Bulldogs are now within 2. Catherine Carroll checks in. And we're going to have another conference with Coach Mulet and the officials. That one quickly. Now the official back at the scorer's table. So 16-12. Both teams solid hitting game. A lot of power on those. They need to clean up the service errors, though, in this one. That's been a pain for both teams. Now back to the action as Ashlynn Anderson will serve this one over. Popped up by Pateri, up into the rafters. It's very hard to defend that. They have those bars up near the ceiling, and if you hit the ball too high up there, it hits the bar and it can change the trajectory of the ball and where it is. So a lot of times you can't get a read when you're under it. It'll go the opposite direction of where you're standing. And usually it results in a kill, and that is an ace for the Lady Skippers. So 18-12, Mandeville leading in this one. Anderson continuing to serve. Anderson, a lot of power on her serves. This one set outside to Schur. Laser hit. Wow. Won't be returned by Procasey. Goes over near the concession area. Mr. Bundy retrieving the ball. Makes it 18-13. Service coming from Matthews. Popped up by Burns. Anderson back set, looking for Pierce, and a laser shot. 19-13. Lady Skippers. And Pierce, the sophomore, will go back to serve. Pierce, the kills leader for Mandeville High, started as a freshman last year. Very skilled athlete for Coach Schulenkamp's squad. And that one to the floor. That brings back up Samantha Pateri. Service, Anderson looking to tip, I believe. Yeah, well, I don't know about that. He calls a double hit. She hit it with her fingers, tipping it back. Questionable call there from the officiating crew. And reading the lips of Ashlynn Anderson, the official said that he saw it hit her index finger and her thumb separately, which is a double hit. This one goes up to the rafters. Oh, and a miscommunication between Anderson and Pierce as the ball falls between them, both of them calling for it, and then both of them backing away, thinking the other one had it. and it falls right in front of them. So 19-16, Lady Skippers. Pateri continuing to serve, gets this one over. Another miscommunication. Luckily, Skippers able to get that one over and make it work. Free ball over for the Lady Bulldogs. Anderson, big hit, ooze, and they save it. And Mandeville started to celebrate. And the hit went to an area where nobody from Mandeville was standing in that back right corner for the points for the Lady Bulldogs. And we have a timeout on the floor as Mandeville leads 19-17 here in the first. After the timeout, Pateri serving for the Lady Bulldogs. Gets this one up and over. Anderson, ooze to the floor. Gabby Ooze, a near 6-foot sophomore for Coach Schulenkamp. And that'll bring her back to serve as it's 20-17 for the Lady Skippers. Ooze, service pulls right. That was going out, but Shea dove for it. Back set, and they're going to call a double hit on the Lady Bulldogs, making it 21-17 here in the first. Ooze to serve once again. Service over. Up here, sure. Big hit, beat the block there of Procasey and Gomez as it hit off their arms and to the floor behind them. So they weren't up and over. (21-18) as Sure. Service off the left side of Burns' hand. (21-19). Lady Bulldogs back within 2. Sure, service into the net. Those service errors I was talking about earlier that need to be cleaned up, especially as the season progresses if both teams want to make a run. 22-19. Oh, that hit right at the back line. That was in. Fontainebleau not liking that call, but I had a clear view at it. It hit right before that back line. That's a point for the Lady Skippers. And they're going to talk this one over and call the line judge in. And line judge arguing her point of what she saw as she was right there in front of it. To me, from my angle where I'm sitting, it looked in. But it was right at that back line. Good placement. Let's see what they... And they award the point to Mandeville. In my opinion, as I saw it, that's the correct call. 23-19. Lady Skippers lead, looking to put away the first set. Nowakowski to serve for the Lady Skippers. Service over Shea. Quick! And a big hit from Procasey. Big hit there from Carroll. Gomez, nobody there. The kill for the 6'4" junior, Sadie Gomez. And that makes it set point for the Lady Skippers. Nowakowski service long. That one goes out. 24-20, set point 2 for the Lady Skippers. Checking back in, Michaela Bidwell. And that brings up Isabella Schlesi to serve for the Lady Bulldogs. Service up and over. Oh, and a miscommunication there. It's Pierce and Gomez miscommunication there. Coach Schulenkamp will take a timeout to talk it over with her squad as Mandeville leads 24-21 here in the first set. So Shalesi to serve this one as Mandeville's looking to close out the set. That one dumped right on top of the Lady Skippers by Kayla Wart, the junior middle blocker. 24-22. Shalesi continuing to serve. Service over, Pierce, Anderson, Gomez. Fontainebleau able to handle the hit. Anderson outside, Procasey going back, free ball, needs to go over. Shea, well done, getting it back over for the Lady Bulldogs. This one outside, Procasey. A lot of power on that one, and that will end the set. 25-22, the Lady Skippers take it. Kicking off the second set, Procasey to serve. Good service goes over. Back set, looking for sure. Big hit. Good job, Procasey there for the dig. Anderson, change of pace to the floor, and the Lady Skippers are on the board first. It's good play from the sophomore there, as she's expecting maybe Fontainebleau expecting her to set it up, and she just tips it over, catching them off guard. Sure. Up, big hit there from Matthews, and they're going to call the double hit on the Lady Skippers. Makes it 1-1 here in the second. And we'll bring up Chloe Shea, the junior libero, to serve for the Lady Bulldogs. Shea, service over, dug up, nobody there. An ace for Shea. Pierce went to dig it up. Anderson was a little too far off to the side. Nobody was standing in that general area. Makes it 2-1 for the Lady Bulldogs as Shea serves this one over. There's Burns, smashed down by Pateri. Good job by the Lady Skippers figuring it out and popping it back up. Back, big hit, sure, too much on it. Makes it 2-2 here in the second set. Good hustle from Caroline Bonner of the Lady Skippers. Knocking over a chair, going to get a ball. Popped up, Matthews. Point for the Lady Bulldogs, their kills leader, the sophomore hitter. And checking into the game for the Lady Bulldogs is Grace Lorio. So sure to serve here as the Lady Bulldogs lead 3-2. Service over, Burns. Pierce, free ball over. Good hustle, good communication there. Set up, Pateri. Wow, a laser shot but blocked by Usim Pierce at the net. Matthews, blocked down. The big hit there. Falls behind for the kill for the Lady Bulldogs, Grace Lorio, the junior hitter. 4-2, Fontainebleau leads. And sure, service over. Anderson, Oos blocked, back down by Pateri. Pateri, the blocks leader for the Lady Bulldogs. And sure, serving this one over as it's 5-2. Free ball needs to go over. Burns gets it there. Met at the net. Set outside. Matthews, laser hit, blocked down. This one up and over. And a point awarded to the Lady Skippers. Makes it 5-3, Fontainebleau lead. And Shea discussing that call with the official. Fontainebleau not satisfied with that call. So more discussion as Sure comes up. Schur talking it over with Coach Muley, communicating. You'll see the captain, the players talking to the officials, come over to discuss what they're saying with their coaches, because the coaches can't go over to that other side. Service Anderson, too much on it. Makes it 6-3. 6-3 on the scoreboard. The point was awarded the wrong way. Service over for Matthews. Set up Anderson. Oos blocked. Outside, looking for Nowakowski. And there's Carroll. Tipped up. Oos tips it over. Carroll. Here's Anderson. Big hit. Pierce. Too much on it. Sailing out past the back line. Mandeville wants the call of a touch. And they award the point to the Lady Skippers. (6-4) Fontainebleau leads. Pierce. Back set. Pateri. Oos. Over. And Mandeville looking to battle back as it's 6-5. They're within a point. Taylor Pierce serves this one over. Shea. Popped over. Good hustle there from Anderson. And Pierce from beyond the attack line gets it over. There's Matthews. Pateri, laser hit, beats the block. As it looked like it split the shoulders of Oos and Pregame and falls to the floor, making it 7-5 Fontainebleau. Pateri to serve. Up and over, Pierce is there. Anderson, Oos. Pateri from way back there. Outside, Pregame. And to the floor. As Pateri's hands were a little too high. She couldn't get a hold of that one when she went to hit it, to send it to one of her teammates. Instead, she went for the push and it fell straight to the floor. 7-6, Bulldogs lead. Oos over. And free ball from Carroll. Anderson, Gomez, and Schur is there. Carroll, and that's out off the hands of Gomez and Nowakowski. Makes it 8-6 for Fontainebleau. Checking into the match, Caroline Forrest coming in for Grace Lorio. And Forrest serving over. Burns. Pregame, laser shot, but handled well by Carroll. And Carroll did not high point that one. Hits it straight into the bottom of the net. (8-7) Fontainebleau. Nowakowski looking to tie it up for her team here. A lot on that one. Another service error. Makes it 9-7 Fontainebleau. So Michaela Bidwell checks in now for the Lady Skippers. And Isabella Shalacy in to serve for the Lady Bulldogs. Service hit that tape. Gomez to the floor. As Matthews and Eberts were too far off the net there, and the ball falls to the side, right on the other side of the net in front of him. And another service error as that one goes sailing out. (10-8) Fontainebleau leads here in the second set. And Shea, service over. Burns got there late, and the ball went into the net. None of her teammates were able to handle it from there. That makes it 11-8 for the Bulldogs. So Shea up and over shallow. And a miscommunication there. Good hustle as Anderson and Pierce both went diving for it, but nobody was in that area. Makes it 12-8 for the Lady Bulldogs as Chloe Shea continues to serve. And Shea gets it up and over. Bonner with the dig. Outside, Pierce, big hit, but into the net. Another point for the Lady Bulldogs as they're on a roll here. 13-8 in the second set. And Shea up and over Procasey. Anderson double hit. 14-8 for the Bulldogs, and Coach Schulicamp takes the timeout as Fontainebleau leads 14-8 here in the second set. Chloe Shea to serve. Coming out of the timeout, it's 14-8. Fontainebleau leads. Shea, service over Procasey. Anderson, Gomez, big hit. And that goes sailing out left side right in front of the Mandeville cheering section there. Makes it 15-8. For the Lady Bulldogs as they're looking to take set two, even this back up. Drop the first set 25-22 to the Lady Skippers. Now looking to even this one up. Anderson, Pierce, big hit to the floor, up, and hits Dave Williams in the leg. A lot on that one, a lot of power. 15-9. Fontainebleau leads. Burns serves this one over. There's Schur setting up. Schur, big hit, blocked down. Pierce and Oos met him at the net and dumped it right back on top of him. 15-10. And Ashley Burns serving once again, hits the net. 16-10. So Schur up to serve, awaiting the call from the side. Schur, good service over. Anderson. Anderson was looking to tip it over, and she was met by Matthews, who read it the whole way. 17-10. Fontainebleau leads. Schur, good forward spin on that serve. Pateri back down, laser hit. 18-10 Bulldogs. And Schur back up to serve once again. Schur. Bonner off the right side of Bonner's fist there. And the ball goes out of bounds near the skipper bench. Makes it 19-10 for Fontainebleau. And Schur, service into the net. Makes it 19-11 for the Bulldogs. And now that's something that they're encountering. We're seeing a lot of service errors. That's because they put so much on it. They do a lot of the jump serves, and they put a lot of power behind it when they hit it. And sometimes, if your timing is just off, lends itself to hitting it into the net if you're not catching it at its highest point. And the big hit from Matthews there, handled well by the Lady Skippers. Pierce into a block. Anderson. Nowakowski blocked down by Pateri, and Matthews makes it 21-11. Check that, 20-11. So Matthews, service over. Up, Burns, Anderson, big hit, Oos, in, right in that back right corner. Good placement from the sophomore. 20-12. And that brings up Pierce to serve for the Lady Skippers as Coach Walker signals in where he wants Pierce to serve. Schur pops this one up. And the big hit from Carroll hits the rafters and right back down on you. As I was talking earlier, once it goes, it hits those beams up there, it changes the trajectory and you kind of lose where it's going to go. It also tends to speed it up. It comes down much quicker than you would think. And Pateri service over. And that's an ace for the senior. And Madeline Marquez checking in for Sadie Gomez. Marquez, a freshman for Coach Schulenkamp. 22-12, Pateri service over. Outside, here's Procasey. Up to the roof, and Fontainebleau unable to handle it. Makes it 22-13. Gomez back in. So Gabby Oos back to serve. Oos, big hit, pulled left. Big time hit in front of the Mandeville cheering section. 23-13 here in the second set. And back to serve for Fontainebleau is Caroline Forrest. Forrest service up. There's Procasey, Anderson, Gomez, big hit, and to the floor. 23-14. As Bonner checking back in for Lacombe. Bonner to serve, gets this one over, Shea. Matthews sets up Sure, big hit. And a communication error there with Burns and Procasey. Had it coming off to the side, and no Skippers players able to pick it up from there. And that makes it set point from the for the Bulldogs, 24-14. Isabella Shalacy looking to put away set two and even it up at one apiece. Service over. Anderson, Procasey met at the net, and they're going to call Procasey in the net. So set two will go to the Lady Bulldogs, 25-14. Chloe Shea to serve this one and kick off set three as Fontainebleau's evened it up. It's now 1-1. They won set two, 25-14, and a big hit from Gabby Oos sails long and puts the Lady Bulldogs on the scoreboard first. So Chloe Shea continuing to serve. The junior libero up and over. Popped up by the freshman outside. Big hit. Taylor Pierce to the floor. And she got it over the block and to the floor out of reach of any other Bulldog players. Making it 1-1. And an official going to grab a loose ball. So that brings up Ashlynn Anderson, sophomore, started last year as a freshman for Coach Lindelow. Here's the big hit, Matthews to the floor, big laser hit as Procasey dove for it, but it came so fast that Procasey couldn't dive quick enough to get to it. Makes it 2-1 for Fontainebleau. And Sure serves this one over. Good serve. Big hit, Oos! Popped up by Sure. Matthews. This one needs to go. Pierce hits it over. Shea. Hit over. And Oos to that back left corner for the kill for the Skippers. Makes it 2-2. Here in the third set. Pierce serving, looking for the call from Coach Jody Walker on the bench. Pateri up, and a good read by Fontainebleau as the ball hit the beams up in the rafters, and a big hit from Oos. Not handled by the Lady Bulldogs, and the Lady Skippers have reclaimed the lead. And Pierce continuing to serve. 3-2 Mandeville. Service over Shea. Up, looking for Pateri. Anderson, Oost with the tip. Outside, Matthews, big hit to the floor. Caught Anderson looking. Ties it up 3 apiece. Checking in for the Lady Bulldogs, Catherine Carroll. Matthews, service over. Anderson, Nowakowski. Carroll, big hit, that's out. Sailing out right in front of the Mandeville bench area. Now Sadie Gomez checking in for the Lady Skippers. 4-3 Mandeville reclaiming the lead. And Ooze to serve from the right side, hits it over. Matthews set up, Pateri blocked. Gomez and Procasey. Ooze, here's Procasey outside, big hit. Sure, there with the dig. And Carroll. Anderson. Big hit into the block, blocked down by Gomez and Procasey. Carroll. Anderson outside, Procasey, big hit. Neither team wants to let it hit the floor. Pierce, blocked down, Pateri and Carroll. Tied back up, 4-4. This is always an intense rivalry matchup. We're seeing that on display here. And Samantha Pateri back to serve. Tipped over by Pierce, back set. Big hit, blocked down, Gomez and Procasey. Carroll. And Pierce took a swing at it, and it goes out of bounds, but great effort from the Lady Skippers looking to keep that one up. And Fontainebleau has reclaimed the lead 5-4. Pateri, service over, Bonner. Pierce, free ball, needs to go. Matthews, set, blocked down. Gomez and Procasey again. Hit over Procasey. Was just looking to get the ball over and nobody standing there. So another point for Mandeville, ties it up at 5. Both of these teams trading points here in the third set. Nowakowski serves over. Bonner to Procasey, punches it over. Good diving save by Shea. Carroll with the tip. Up and falls on the Mandeville side of the net. As Wart and Carroll were there, just in case it came back over to the Fontainebleau side, but 6-5 Fontainebleau. And Caroline Forrest, the sophomore defensive specialist, serving over. Anderson, Procasey, big hit, blocked down. Gomez, out of bounds. 7-5. Now a 2-point lead for the Bulldogs. Forrest was pulling left and off the right side of the fist of Michaela Bidwell there. That looked as if it was almost going out of bounds, but Bidwell didn't want to leave that to chance, but 8-5 Fontainebleau. Forrest, service over again. Anderson from beyond the attack line. Pierce, big hit. It goes off the tape of the net, rolls over, and just that little change of pace throws the Lady Bulldogs, catches them off guard. It rolls over and falls to the floor. 8-6. Fontainebleau leads. Casey serves it over. Sure. And Pierce into the net. That one, Pierce didn't catch it at its highest point. It hit mid-net. So checking in for Fontainebleau is Isabella Shalacy, as Fontainebleau leads 9-6 here in the third. Shalacy gets some pop when she serves it. Anderson, there it is. Change of pace, catching him off guard, tips it over. Nobody there. As they're expecting where Anderson's standing, they expect her to set it across. And Emily Matthews was looking inside, and it was hit right to her back. Big hit from Wart, blocked down by Pierce. Oos, Anderson, all the way across to Pierce, and a laser shot to the floor from the sophomore. 9-8. Fontainebleau leads, but Mandeville looking to close the gap. And we have a timeout on the floor as Fontainebleau leads 9-8 here in the third. Coming out of the timeout, it's 9-8. Fontainebleau leading as the service goes over. Check that into the net from Madeline Marquez. So 10-8, Fontainebleau leads. And it's back to Chloe Shea to serve for the Lady Bulldogs. She gets this one up and over. Marquez pops it up. Anderson outside to Pierce. Laser shot, wow. Hits it across right where Chloe Shea couldn't dive in time for it. It hit right on the line on the opposite side of the court. Beautiful hit there from the sophomore Pierce. Makes it 10-9. Fontainebleau leads. Anderson over, sure. That up and over. Not even shocked some of the Fontainebleau players there. But they're happy it'll take the point. 11-9. And Stephanie Schur serving for the Lady Bulldogs. A lot on that one, too much on it as it goes sailing beyond the attack line. Excuse me, the back line. 11-10, Pierce with the service. Set up, Pateri, blocked by Nowakowski. 11-11, tied up. Mandeville looking to take the lead. And Pierce up and over Shea. Matthews, laser hit, that's in. Rode the line the whole way, hitting that back right corner. 12-11, Fontainebleau reclaims the lead here in the third. Matthews, service over. Pierce pops it up. Anderson, Oos to the, well, wow, popped over by Nowakowski. Good job by Shea there to get that one up. I thought it was going to the floor. Anderson, Nowakowski, tip over. Matthews, good diving save by the freshman. And Pierce hits it over for the Lady Skippers. Carroll blocked it to the floor by Oos and Nowakowski. It makes it tied up at 12 apiece. Sadie Gomez checks in, as well as Caroline Bonner. Caroline Bonner to serve for the Lady Skippers. Bonner service over. Shea and Pateri tip up, and they're going to call Mandeville in the net. That's on Gomez. That gives a point to Fontainebleau, makes it 13-12 here in the third. Pateri to serve for the Lady Bulldogs, gets this one over. Bonner, Anderson, and beyond the attack line there was Pierce with a big hit. Carroll, Bonner, and Procasey. Sure, can't get all of that one, and now she'll send the free ball over. Anderson, Gomez. Good job there by Carroll. Gomez, too much. Pulling right. And out of bounds for the point for the Lady Bulldogs. Makes it 14-12. Pateri service over. And that into the net. Carroll was there just in case it came up and over, but the ball goes into the net. Makes it 15-12. And Coach Schulenkamp will take a timeout as Fontainebleau leads 15-12 here in the third. Coming out of the timeout, 15-12. Fontainebleau leads. Pateri serving for the Lady Bulldogs. Gets this one over. Bonner with the dig. Anderson outside. Procasey to the floor. What a big hit there from the junior. That makes it 15-14 with Nowakowski serving. This one over, all off the fingertips, but Sure is there. And the big hit from Carroll. And that into the net. Nowakowski, a diving save, or attempting the diving save, but can't get it up to a teammate and sends it into the net. Makes it 16-14 for the Lady Bulldogs. Caroline Forrest serving over for the Bulldogs. Anderson, Gomez. Are they going to call the double? No, they call the lift. (17-14). Forrest gets this one over. Carroll. Anderson catches him off guard again. She does that really well of choosing when to change the pace up. As she hit it, it was almost like a campfire ball. She hit it all around as Fontainebleau was kind of in a circle, and it landed right in the middle of all of them. Procasey, back set, Sure, push, nobody home. Shalacy checking in. The sophomore for the Lady Bulldogs makes it 18-15. Shalacy, a lot of pop on that service. Anderson, Pierce, Matthews, and that's out. Oh, the line judge calls it in. It was right on the line in that back corner. Just millimeters from being out. 19-15. Shalacy up to serve again. That one over. Anderson, Pierce, laser shot off the shoulder of Forrest, and Matthews able to hit it over. There's Bonner to Anderson. Pierce to the floor. Out of reach of Chloe Shea, who was diving, looking to save it, but it came way too fast for her to get a hold of. That makes it 19-16. And the freshman Marquez checks back in to serve for the Lady Skippers. Up and over Sure with the dig. Back set, Wart. Miscommunication there as it goes in between the two Skipper players. And they're checking on the score. Fontainebleau on their book, they have 20-15, but up on the scoreboard it says 20-16. the scorer's table has 2016 marked down. So the error, I guess, is on Fontainebleau's part of marking it down in their book. 2016 remains the score, and Chloe Shea will serve it up for the Bulldogs. She gets this one over. Casey Anderson, Oos to the floor. Big hit from the sophomore Oos. Makes it 20-17. And Nowakowski checked back in for the Skippers. Anderson to serve. Service short. Not a lot of power on that one as it floated up and hit the net. 21-17 as Stephanie Schur is back up the serve for the Lady Bulldogs. Schur hits that one over. This one popped up. Marquez, Procasey, free ball over. Pierce. Up, big hit. Matthews off the hand of Nowakowski. It goes out of bounds for the point for the Lady Bulldogs. That makes it 22-17. Schur continuing to serve. Oh, and caught him looking. Pierce and Marquez as the ball hits right in between them to the floor in front of them. Makes it 23-17 for Fontainebleau. And Schur service. Coming Schur gets it over. Pierce, Anderson, Oos. Can Fontainebleau get there? Good hustle. This one needs to go over. Way too much. That'll go out of bounds. Outside, Pateri, big hit out, sailing out, too much power behind it. Boy, does she pack a punch when she hits the ball. 23-19 brings up Pierce to serve for the Lady Skippers. Check that, we'll have a timeout on the floor as Fontainebleau leads 23-19 here in the third set. Coming out of the timeout, Pierce service over and double hit. Called on Shalesi. 23-20 as Taylor Pierce continues to serve for the Lady Skippers. This one up and over. Shalesi, big hit. Matthews. Pierce is there. Anderson outside. Procasey. Matthews. Procasey tipping it over. Oh, and Shalesi was trying to catch him off guard to tip it over. Instead, didn't get enough height on it and sent it into the net. For the point for the Lady Skippers makes it 23-21 here in the third set. Pierce up. Oos. Marquez and Procasey blocked down by Pateri and Lorio. Set point here in the third for the Lady Bulldogs as it's 24-21 with Emily Matthews to serve, and there's a timeout called by Coach Schulenkamp as Fontainebleau leads 24-21 here in the third. Emily Matthews looking to put this one away for her team here in the third set. Procasey, big hit. Sure. Popped up outside looking for Carroll. Big hit. And that will end the third set as Fontainebleau takes it 25-21. Free volleyball now as we go into the fourth set. Procasey service over. Big hit blocked by Anderson and Gomez, and the Lady Skippers are on the board first. So Lady Skippers now looking to tie this one up. They're looking to take this set, remain focused throughout, battle and take it, because if they don't, as that one sails out, pulled left, makes it 1-1. If they don't, Fontainebleau wins the match. First set went to Mandeville 25-22. The second one went to Fontainebleau 25-14. Third one to Fontainebleau 25-21. Shea, service over. Pierce, big hit in right at that back line. Pierce got up saying, we need to win, to her team. So 2-1. Service over Anderson, Burns. Matthews, Anderson, Pierce. And Scher with the big hit. Anderson, my goodness, she does that well. Fourth time she's done it tonight, where she catches the Lady Bulldogs off guard with the change of pace and the tip over. And that service goes into the net. So 3-2, Mandeville leads. Sure to serve this one. Into the net. Trading a pair of service errors. And we've seen those throughout this match as both of these teams move forward and look to make a run potentially toward the playoffs. And once they're in the state playoffs, they're going to need to clean up those service errors. Tip over, block down. Nowakowski and Ooze. Big hit there from Matthews. Burns back, Pierce to Shea. Outside, big hit from the Lady Bulldogs. Burns. Back set. Big hit, blocked down. And a point for the Lady Bulldogs as they say that one went out of bounds. So serving is Matthews. Set. And Pierce blocked down at the net by Piteri and Grace Lorio. Matthews over, that one shallow. Good job by Burns, good hustle to get that one back over. Carroll into the block, popping it back up. Oos. Anderson outside looking for Pierce. And the kick. Yeah, and the kill makes it 5-4 for Mandeville. Pierce gets that one over. Shea beyond the attack line. Carroll hits it over. Anderson, Ooze. Piteri, big hit. Oh, wow, diving save for Pierce. Oos gets it up, and Anderson gets it over. Burns. Out, point for the Bulldogs. And that ties it up at 5 apiece. Piteri service over Procasey. Burns sets it back to Procasey and hits it into the net. 6-5 Fontainebleau with the lead. Piteri looking to serve this one. That one over. Anderson, Ooze. Sure, back to Carroll. Oos with the tip. Pierce, too much on it. Going out of bounds. We've seen some great volleys between these two teams. Very extended rallies going. Neither team wanting to let it hit the ground, but there, Pierce, too much on it. Sends it beyond the back line there, and Piteri will serve it over. Anderson, Oos with the tip. Carroll over too much. And that makes it 7-6. Fontainebleau leads. As Gabby Oos will serve this one. And Oos, good serve there as it was like a slider, and Carroll into the net. 7-7 tied up here in the fourth set. Oos, service over. Back set into the block, and that one falls as Mandeville unable to get it back over to Fontainebleau's side on the block. You look to stand shoulder to shoulder, and when you jump up, have your hands over the net so that when the ball hits it, it ricochets back to Fontainebleau's side. Instead there, they were straight up, and the ball fell to the ground. Here's Procasey. Back set, sure, tip. Anderson, Nowakowski with a big hit. Good job there by Forrest. Anderson and Gomez mistimed her jump. Sure gets it back over. Pierce, big hit. Procasey, that's out. Goes sailing beyond the beyond the back line. Makes it 9-7 for Fontainebleau. As Caroline Forrest to serve. Gets this one over. Burns. Anderson. Gomez to the floor. (9-8) Fontainebleau. And the freshman Marquez checks in for Nowakowski. Service over from Marquez. There's Shea. Matthews. She set that one back, but sent it way too far back for Sure to get there. Sure took a swing at it, but it hit off of the official stand there. Far out of reach, but tied up 9 apiece. Service over. Free ball by Carroll. Diving for Shea, and Sure can't get it back over as it ricocheted off the net. 10-9, Mandeville with the lead now here in the fourth set. Marquez, service over. Matthews, big hit from Eberts, goes sailing out for another point for the Lady Skippers. And Fontainebleau takes a timeout as Mandeville leads 11-9 in the fourth. Marquez the serve for the Lady Skippers. That one up and over off the fingertips of Carroll, but Shea is there. Matthews gets it up and over. Anderson, big set over. Now Carroll hit. And there she beat the block of Anderson and Gomez as she hit it across. It slid across the arms and down the side across to the opposite side of the court and to the floor where nobody was standing. Service. Anderson, Gomez to the floor. And that's where that 6'4" height advantage comes into play, because she gets, once they set it way up there, all she has to do is reach up and she can get it over the heads of the other players. And straight to the floor before anybody can even react to it. So that makes it 12-10 for Mandeville as Emery Procasey checks in. Out comes Cassidy Curlin. Curlin, another sophomore, getting playing time for Coach Schulenkamp. Service there from Procasey. Sure, pushes it over. Anderson sets Gomez. Big hit, beats the block. As they weren't shoulder to shoulder, it went right in between both defenders' arms and fell to the ground. 13-10 Mandeville. Procasey. Back set, big hit. And that Good save, Burns. Can they get this one over? Emory Procasey, no, to the net. As she looked to extend the play there, good effort by the Lady Skippers. And that's 13-11 for Mandeville. And Shea with the service over, Burns. Outside, Pierce, laser hit, popped up by Forrest. Matthews gets it over. Anderson, she does it again. Impressive. She knows right at that right point, good vision. She knows right when to change up that pace, and instead of setting it, tipping it over. Service over. Big hit, sure. That's 6. Ashlynn Anderson, very impressive setter for Mandeville High. 15-11. And I think she's going to continue doing that as long as Fontainebleau gives her the opportunity to do it. There, off the thumbs of Ella Thomason. And Coach Muley will take a timeout as Mandeville leads 16-11 here in the fourth. 16-11 coming out of the timeout. Service from Burns. That one up from Forrest, and Sure able to get it over. Good awareness. Outside, Forrest, big hit from Matthews. Out of reach of Marquez, having to fully extend, but couldn't get a handle on the ball as it rolls over and out of bounds, making it 16-12 for the Lady Skippers. Checking back in for the Bulldogs is Grace Lorio, along with Shalacy. And Sure to serve this one. Procasey. Anderson outside, Pierce, big hit to the floor. 17-12 for the Lady Skippers. In comes Nowakowski. Out comes Marquez, and Anderson is back to serve for the Lady Skippers. Anderson's service goes over. Shea Pateri needs to get this one over. She does. Pateri, that was Matthews, but long. They call it out as it landed in front of the Mandeville bench area. Makes it 18-12 as Caroline Bonner checks in for Emory Procasey. Anderson continuing to serve. Shalacy, and popped up there by Lorio. Anderson, Pierce to the floor. 19-12 for the Lady Skippers. Impressive there, great set from Anderson, and Pierce catching it at its highest point, sending it straight to the floor. Oos pops it up. Anderson outside looking for Pierce again. She pushes it across. And popped up Lorio, and Burns can't get under it in time. Makes it 19-13 for the Lady Skippers. Emily Matthews back to serve. Matthews service over. Popped up by Burns. Anderson back set looking for Oos, who tips it over. Carroll, good job, Bonner. Outside, Pierce, big hit to the floor. Mandeville cheering section fired up over that one. 20-13. Pierce. Matthews tipped over. Good effort by Anderson, but a little late diving. And that'll give a point to the Lady Bulldogs, making it 20-14 with Samantha Pateri up to serve. Pateri service over. Bonner with the dig. Anderson, Oos. Tipped over by Matthews. Burns, Bonner. And the point for the Lady Bulldogs is Bonner called for the back row attack. Anderson trying to talk it over with the officials. But it's 20-15. Pateri up and over. Pierce. Anderson. Free ball. Back set. Lorio. Big hit. Anderson. Bonner. Out. It lands in front of the Fontainebleau bench area. 20-16. Mandeville continues their lead, looking to close this one out and send it to a fifth. But Fontainebleau will have none of that just yet as they're looking to battle back. Pateri. Anderson. Nobody home. Nobody home as she was looking to set an outside hitter. And ball falls out of bounds. Coach Schulenkamp looking to regroup in a timeout as Mandeville leads 20-17 here in the fourth. So 2017 coming out of the timeout. Pateri serving for Fontainebleau. Hits this one over. Pierce. Anderson. Oos to the floor. Laser shot. Perfect set. Perfect hit. Right at the highest point and a great angle down to the floor. Makes it 21-17. And Gabby Oos back to serve. Lorio with the hit. Anderson. Procasey too much. As that one goes sailing out in front of the Fontainebleau bench. And checking in for the Lady Skippers is Cassidy Curlin in for Procasey. And Caroline Forrest will serve for the Lady Bulldogs. This is 21-18 Mandeville. Forrest gets it over. Back, Pierce from beyond the attack line to the floor. Just out of reach of a diving Pateri. Makes it 22-18. And Marquez checks in. Marquez service over. There's Shea. Matthews, big hit. Sure, too much. Goes sailing beyond the back line there. 23-18 for the Lady Skippers. Madeline Marquez, the freshman, continuing to serve. And Coach Muley wants to talk it over with the officials to see. Looks like something with the rotation. She's making sure the rotation is accurate. And Coach Schulenkamp comes over and says, hey, let's not waste any more time here. You put them in order, get this thing going. So 23-18, Marquez to serve, gets it up and over. Carroll set. There's Eberts. Anderson, big hit blocked. Down, straight up, and out of bounds. 23-19. As Shalacy checks in. Isabella Shalacy, the sophomore. Service, Burns, Anderson, back, Pierce. And blocked down, in, Sadie Gomez. Set point for the Lady Skippers, 24-19 here in the fourth as Bonner checks in to serve, looking to put this set away. Caroline Bonner service over. Sure is there. Shalacy back set, big hit. Eberts to the floor. 24-20. Set point 2. Chloe Shea serving for the Lady Bulldogs. Shea up and over. Burns. Anderson outside. Pierce. Pateri able to get it over there. Anderson catching him off guard. No, Shea. Can that one go? Sure gets it over. Good awareness by the Lady Bulldogs. Pierce blocked at the net by Pateri. And Sure. 24-21 here in the fourth. Shea service over. Bonner, Anderson to Pierce in right at the back line. And the fourth set goes to the Lady Skippers, 25-21, and we will head to a fifth set. So a fifth and deciding set here in the Battle of Mandeville. Mandeville and Fontainebleau. And Fontainebleau gets the first point of the fifth set. But this one will decide it all. They've traded. We've had Mandeville win the first one, Fontainebleau win the second one. Fontainebleau won the third one. Mandeville rallied back and won the fourth. Now this one will go to 15. You still have to win by 2. Here's Caroline Forrest serving over. There's Pierce. Matthews to Carroll. Popped up Marquez. Anderson sends the free ball over. Back set, Sure. Anderson looking for Pierce. And that is a point for the Lady Skippers to kill from the sophomore, Pierce. And that has been a heck of a combination this whole night, is that Anderson setting up Pierce. Burns, service over off the fingertips of Carroll. Shea, and the free ball tip over from Matthews. Shea up, big hit from Eberts is blocked by Oos. And Carroll. Anderson outside. Pierce, big hit. They say in right on that back line, but no, the officials overrule it. The officials overrule it and say, no, that was out. Granted, it was right in front of that line judge, but they award the point to the Lady Bulldogs. So that makes it 2-1 Fontainebleau. Shalacy, service over Bonner. Anderson outside, Pierce. Here's Matthews, up, Marquez, Anderson, free ball over. Eberts blocked down, popped back by Pierce. Good effort there, but no, falls on the Fontainebleau side. It was a good hustle from Forrest, but Fontainebleau unable to get it back over, and that makes it 2-2 here in the fifth. Now Anderson back to serve. Service over. Chloe Shea is there. Eberts into the net. 3-2 Mandeville. Anderson, service again, Shea. Outside, big hit, Matthews blocked. Nowakowski and Oos. Anderson to Pierce, big hit. Back set, looking for Sure. Burns, Nowakowski. Sure. Anderson, Oos. Pops it over. Back set for Sure, blocked at the net. And they're gonna give the point to Mandeville for a lift called on the Lady Bulldogs. 4-2 Mandeville here in the fifth. Anderson, service over. Sure pops it up. Outside, Matthews into the net. Didn't catch that one at its highest point. Makes it 5-2. Coach Muley calls a timeout as Mandeville leads 5-2 here in the 5th set. Coming out of the timeout, Anderson serving it over. Shalacy out, tipped over. She tips it over Oos and Nowakowski is Emily Matthews, the sophomore hitter for the Lady Bulldogs, and it's 5-3 with Chloe Shea up to serve. Burns, Anderson, Nowakowski, big hit. Outside looking for Sure. In, right in that back left corner, nobody manning it. And it's 5-4 as Fontainebleau looking to battle back, close the deficit. Shea. Anderson, Oost. Good hustle there from Forrest. Sure gets it over. Bonner, Anderson, Oos. As it was too low, not enough loft there. Oos couldn't get there in time to hit it over, and it's tied up at 5 apiece. Service over for Shea. Anderson setting outside. Pierce, big hit to the floor. 6-5 Mandeville. Emery Procasey checking in for the Lady Skippers. Out comes Bonner. Pierce service over. Shalacy met at the net by Procasey. 7-5 Mandeville. Sure. Shalacy outside. Matthews, tip over. Anderson not there in time. Makes it 7-6 for the Lady Skippers. In this hard-fought match coming down to this set. Stephanie Sure back to serve. That one into the net. 8-6. Lady Skippers. Gabby Oos back to serve as Sadie Gomez checks in. Oos, too much on it. 8-7. Coming back in is Ashley Burns, and Catherine Carroll comes in for the Lady Bulldogs. So 8-7 with Emily Matthews back to serve for the Lady Bulldogs. Matthews service over. Anderson outside, big hit from Casey. Carroll. Anderson, Sadie Gomez pushing it over. Fontainebleau responds. Anderson, Gomez, missed time to jump there. Slap off the fingertips. The miscommunication, both were calling for it, both hit it, but they're able to get it back over to Fontainebleau's side. There's Lorio. Anderson outside, and Procasey takes a tumble as her foot comes out of her shoe. And that ties it up at 8 apiece. Now a wet spot on the floor, looking for a towel to wipe it up, but another stop and play in this one. And you see Procasey on the other side tying up her shoelaces even tighter. That was a good set out there, and Procasey, when she gets a hold of it, puts a lot on it there, but when her foot came out, she took a tumble to the floor, and there, applause as she comes back to the court. So 8-8 here in the 5th. Service, Emily Matthews sends it over. There's Gomez. Anderson outside, Procasey blocked. by Pateri. And Lorio there, blocked down, but out of bounds. Let's see what the call is. Yes, point awarded to the Lady Skippers. Nowakowski coming out, checking in is Madeline Marquez, making it 9-8. Marquez, service over. Matthews, tip from Lorio. Anderson, Pierce, big hit, sure. Able to hit it away, and Lorio gets it back to the Mandeville side. Anderson. Carroll. Anderson, Gomez, blocked by Pateri and Carroll. 9-9 here in the 5th. Remember, you have to win by 2. They keep trading points, though. We might go past 15. Pierce off the fingertips of Pateri. Sure, and tipped over by Carroll. Anderson, big hit from Gomez to the floor. 10-9 Mandeville. Brings up Emery Procasey. Service out, and a good eye from Chloe Shea, reading that the whole way, and at the last second, pulling her arms away and letting it go out of bounds, tying back up at 10 apiece. And Caroline Forrest now back to serve for the Fontainebleau Lady Bulldogs. Forrest up and over, there's Bonner. Anderson outside, Pierce, big hit to the floor. 11-10. Ashley Burns. Back to serve, Burns. Too much on it as the trading of points continues, making it 11-11. With Shalacy. Service over. Bonner. Anderson looking outside. Pierce, big hit. And there, Matthews with a pop, beating the block of Anderson and Oos. And diving Marquez couldn't get there in time. 12-11 for Fontainebleau here in the 5th. And we have a timeout on the floor. So Shalacy to serve here coming out of the timeout. Fontainebleau leads 12-11. Pierce, Oos, Forrest able to save it there. And Matthews, not enough under it, sends it into the net. (12-12) here in the 5th. What an exciting match this has been. Anderson, Shalacy setting. Matthews, no, we had a whistle as they say she was in the net. 13-12 for the Skippers. So Ashlynn Anderson serving. Anderson gets it over. Big hit Wart. Bonner pops it up. Anderson, Oos. Nowakowski puts it over. Wart. It's in right at the back line. Kayla Wart with the big hit. 13-13. As Chloe Shea to serve this one. Shea up and over. There's Burns. Anderson. Oos blocked. And out a block from Matthews and Pateri. Pateri fired up on the court. She's the vocal leader for this Fontainebleau team, and Coach Schulenkamp will take a timeout as it's match point. for the Bulldogs, 14-13 here in the fifth. Here at match point, Chloe Shea to serve it up, coming out of the timeout. Here in the fifth. Shea, service over. Up, Anderson looking for Pierce. Gets it over. Shalacy and Scher. This one up, Anderson looking outside. Pierce, big hit. Fontainebleau keeps it up. Matthews out. Cross court. Out of bounds, ties it up at 14 apiece. This one going past 15 as you have to win by 2. Pierce, service, over. Too much on it. Goes out past the back line, 15-14 as Lorio checks in for Fontainebleau, and Scher looking to put away the match for the Lady Bulldogs. Stephanie Scher, service over. Anderson, Oos, tip over. Lorio is there. Matthews again. Birds, Oos, gets it back over. And point to Fontainebleau. The point for Fontainebleau. Fontainebleau wins it 50-14 on a call from the official on Anderson. But 16-14, Fontainebleau wins this thriller in 5. So let's say thank you to those who helped bring you this match, starting with our superintendent, Mr. Trey Pulse, our director of broadcasting, Dr. Melody Menard, cameraman, editor, and coordinator of Channel 13, Dave the Rave Williams. So from Mandeville High School, where the Fontainebleau Lady Bulldogs defeat the Mandeville Lady Skippers in a 5-set thriller, my name is Grant Yenny. Good night. You are now leaving the Prep Zone.